What's up, guys? My name is Ethan from Straight Up Fantasy. Right now we're covering the Week 7 waiver wire pickups and the must-adds. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Starting off the quarterback position is Drew Brees. He's 70% owned in leagues. He's projected to be back Week 8 after that thumb injury that he suffered against the Rams. He'll have no problem getting back into the system. It's an obvious waiver claim if he's available in your league. Up next to the quarterback position is Sam Darnold. He's 8% owned in ESPN leagues, and he's back from mono. He had a pretty good game last night against the Cowboys, and I expect that to continue. Although he plays the Patriots and then the Jacksonville Jaguars week following that, weeks 9 through 14, his schedule is money. He plays the Dolphins, the Giants, the Redskins, the Oakland Raiders, the Bengals, and then the Dolphins again. All those teams are ass, and Sam Darnold's going to have really big weeks. Last up on this list is Josh Allen. He's less than 50% owned in ESPN leagues, and the reason he's on here is because of strength of schedule. Next week he plays the Miami Dolphins, and the week following that he plays the Philadelphia Eagles. These are both terrible passing defenses. Kirk Cousins just had 330 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Eagles, and I expect the same numbers for Josh Allen. First up on the list is Chase Edmonds. He's 22.6% owned in ESPN leagues. The reason he's on here is because he's involved in the passing game and the rushing game, and he's had really good games the past 2 weeks. David Johnson isn't looking 100%, and Chase Edmonds will begin to take over those missing roles. Next up on the list is Malcolm Brown. He didn't have the best week this week. However, Todd Gurley isn't looking 100% as well. Malcolm Brown has definitely solidified the number 1 position over Henderson, so expect him to have big games coming soon. Next up at the running back position is Carlos Hyde. He's 64% owned in ESPN leagues, and he carried the ball 26 times and had a reception for 14 yards this week. 2 weeks in a row, Carlos Hyde has had 20 plus touches, and he's getting those touches in a very good offense behind Deshaun Watson. He has some definite RB2 and flex upside. Volume in fantasy most of the time will equal value, and if he's getting 20 touches a game, you're going to see value. Starting with our wide receivers, Auden Tate. He's one of the top waiver wires of the week, and the reason is because he's averaging 6 targets a game. Last year, he only had 12 targets all year, and he's already had 36. In addition to that, he's also averaging 13 yards per reception in the past 4 games, and he's only 18% owned. If Auden Tate is available, you need to pick him up. Next up is Golden Tate. He had a slow first game back, but bounced back against the Patriots. Next on the wide receiver list, we have DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is getting really good targets, deep balls from Russell Wilson. The Seahawks are looking really good, and with Will Dissly out, he might get more targets. He's a definite flex play with some solid wide receiver 2 upside. You should pick up DK Metcalf if he's available. Starting off the tight end position is Hunter Henry. He's less than 49% owned in ESPN leagues, and he had a really good game last night, and I expect that production to continue. His ADP had him in the 6th and 7th round at the beginning of the year, and although he was injured, he's already back and he's looking really good. Although he had a really good game last night, both of his touchdowns came in the 4th quarter, which isn't too concerning, because even if he didn't have those touchdowns, he still had a decent game. With Will Dissly being out and the tight end position being so scarce, you need to pick up Hunter Henry if you can. Next up at the tight end position is Darren Fells. Although he's splitting snaps with Akins, he has upside. In the past 3 of his 4 games, he's had 12 points in fantasy. And although he's been putting up decent fantasy numbers, he is TD dependent, so you just need to be careful of that. Last up on this list is Dawson Knox. He's only 3% owned, and he's not even a tight end 1. However, if you do have your tight end on bye week, or you just need someone to fill in, Dawson Knox is going to be all right. He gets decent production and decent receptions and a good offense, so expect him to have decent games coming up. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment down below on what we should do next. Peace.